Ever since I was a foal, my fathers and the centaurs of Sotiri would tell me stories about the stars, that they were magic and made from the gods who made the gods, the elders, beings of great wisdom, ingenuity, and power. They were considered fairy tales, myths, that they didn't exist, or, if they did, they were long, long gone. But I always wanted to hear about them and learn more anyway, even into adulthood. It was a desire that filled my whole being, something I needed, like how the sea needs the moon. I never believed for a second I would see an elder shard, let alone hold one, but I did. Its power filled me with strength and skill, flooding every part of mine and my companions' beings as we killed a god. We killed a god. Pirate Queen, Sea Hag, the mother of krakens, the great unbeheld, Eula Saltsmile. But the power was fleeting, temporary. It was gone as soon as it arrived, and once again I felt empty. But this time, I realized I was empty, that something was missing, that I was lost. Now I know and recognize that I was just foam drifting on the waves. A yearning that I had my whole life that I never knew about returned. And with it, a voice, calling. One whose words I cannot hear, nor am I able to respond to, no matter how hard I try.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Winnie, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember, don't know. I have to relearn it, but how? So, I'm here, experimenting, trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong. That's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
After so many years under Eula's thumb and having my whole life determined for me, being told what was right and what was wrong, having no one else but her, I'm finally free. Or so I thought. 'Twas never redemption that I yearned for. No, someone like me could never do enough to make up for all the bad I've done in the name of a fake idol. All I've ever wanted was to be desired, and in my search for it, I betrayed the one who made me. I betrayed her for the thing that she feared most, and I tore her and her kingdom down. Now, it's all I can feel. It's hunger, a constant reminder of what lurks just below the surface. Its name occurs across my skin, ever present, ever threatening. I led it here. I fed it power, and it wants more. It craves the power that only the gods wield, and it will destroy me to get it. So, I'll just have to destroy it first.
Everyone lives their lives bound by what they accept as correct and true. That is how they define their reality. But what does it mean to be correct or true? those are merely vague concepts. Their reality may be all a mirage. I was an arbiter of a zealot Triton tribe, the Nalos. I was true to my traditions until I found my reality was a mirage, an illusion to subjugate my people and gain power for an evil demigod. Now I have been touched by darkness and broken by a false oath. Tell me where I should go now. To the left, where nothing is right, or to the right, where nothing is left? I turn to the shadow, for that is the only place for a monster like me. I am the ghost of the Tritons. I am the darkness of the Nalos. I am the unholy warrior of the seas. I am the Shadow Knight, Proximus.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. It's great to be back. We've had a week off. We've had interesting one-shots in the meantime, and some great stuff's been happening on Sword and Key. But we, the crew of the Redemption, are super excited to be back. My name is Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it is awesome. No, you can't have it. I am your GM for this game. I am the guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of this homebrew nautical world, Damaris, the world of Horizon's Call. So before we set sail, once again, a couple of notes from our channel and specifically for this game. First, if you enjoy this game, if you enjoy the people that play it, which honestly, how could you not? They're wonderful. You can always choose to support this game financially, which is always very much appreciated. You can do so through our Pally.gg account. Pally is a wonderful tool that we use, which is a little bit better than Twitch. You can always donate through Twitch. That is fine. It supports the channel directly. Very much appreciated. However, if you donate through Pally, evenly distributes everything that you donate in equal shares between all of the players, including our production staff, any GMs. If we have long-term games, we try to use Pally for those campaigns, for those games. So if you do choose to support in any way, it's very much appreciated. And if you do, there are incentives to doing so. Basically, when you gift subs, bits, all that kind of Twitch stuff, or whether you donate through Pally, at certain increments, you can affect the game. Advantages, crits, even something we call a black spot, which is a level of difficulty that's added to a scenario, or an extra hindrance that's provided. You can also, if we do hit a hype train in chat, I'm contractually obligated to sing a sea shanty once we hit break, so bear that in mind as well. That is pretty much it. Like I said, definitely I prioritize, we try to prioritize Pally over Twitch because also it takes less of a cut than Twitch does, you know. So definitely, if you appreciate this show, if you enjoy what we do here, if you are able to, financial appreciation always goes a long way to telling these people that what they do is amazing, because it is. All that said, I'm going to have these lovely people to say a little bit about themselves and their characters, and then we'll do a recap and we will jump in. So, Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello, I am Mare. I use they, she pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, Shmeljov Dice. I play Acacia, who uses she, her pronouns. Your lovely centaur rogue in a nautical setting who has the nastiest hangover right
Fantastic. Yes, a bit of binge drinking from the last game. Mikyl.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl, he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Proximus, your Triton Paladin Sorcerer.
Fantastic. And as always, a special thank you to Mikyl for doing the character art, actually almost all the art for Horizons Call, including the map art, which we feature sometimes. So always appreciate Mikyl and the skills that he shares with us. It is always very much appreciated. I was going to say Scarlet, but Kaila, one and the same.
One and the same. Hello, hi, my name is Kaila. I play our warlock siren. I don't know, words are hard. We both use she, her pronouns. I got distracted because I was thinking about all the art Mikyl's done, the most recent stuff that will be revealed soon. Got real distracted by hot people on my screen, okay?
Yeah, very much like I have been described as always creating hot NPCs. Mikyl is cursed with always creating hot character art. And yeah, we do have a special one-shot coming up in March. We are finally getting to our last prequel episode for our main characters. We're doing the Scarlet prequel, which will definitely have some hotties in it.
Will definitely have a different tone than the other ones.
A little bit. That's okay though. And last but absolutely not least, Eva.
I've been muted this whole time. I'm so sorry. I'm Eva, she, her. I'm playing Winnie, also she, her. Alchemical sea elf artificer. Probably not hungover, but very cute. That's all I got.
It's almost as if she was blessed by the dwarven god of alcohol.
Almost.
Weird that. Almost. Fantastic. Well, like I said, we're going to go ahead and do a recap, and we'll jump back in. So again, Mare, I will hand it off to you.
The last 24 hours. Yesterday, all of us separated out to pay faith to our respective deities since it was God's Day, all God's Day. There's a lot of different words for it depending on who you ask, but celebration of the faiths. We all did our own thing. I went to go see Tamara and had a very interesting vision with the Moire. To try and get rid of this vision that I had, I went to the inn, drank a lot, which was free, by the way, because, hey, when you're wanted by the Empire, you apparently get free drinks, so take it where you can get it. So that was great, but also terrible because now I am extremely hungover, as is Scarlet. Winnie and Proximus are doing pretty well, though. But we talked, we figured out what we were going to do with the first mate stuff situation, and by we, I mean the crew and Proximus trying to win some hearts with some of the Redemption crewmates. We'll see how that goes when we finally decide to vote. And then to sleep off the alcohol, we went to bed and had what could be described as a nightmare let's not talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. And in the morning, we all met up, took a dip in the water, had to face the Eula statue, so I think it's going to be a good day as long as I get some water in me.
Solid. Thank you, Mare. Okay, well, we are going to pick up essentially right where we left off. It is still the morning. It is the 16th of God's Crown. I actually made a calendar. So here's another thing. Here's a peek behind the screen for all of you in the audience. When I first started this campaign, it was meant to be a 12-week campaign and I kind of flew by the seat of my pants, and it was just supposed to be fun nautical stuff, and then it ended up being a thing that I really enjoyed. I wanted to make a full world with all this lore that these lovely people helped me create. And so I kind of have been spending a lot of time in like creating a calendar and stuff that makes sense. Having the map actually make sense as they traverse. So there's a couple of things that I've kind of had to retcon along the way. Verifiably so, I've always tried to say even in game when I do retcon something, but a few things they just didn't make sense. So I have offered to these people, because there are a couple of stretches kind of within the game where they were at sea for 80 days at a time, 50 days at a time. So it's a long period of time. So I went ahead and offered them the opportunity to take 2 proficiencies or trade in those 2 proficiencies for an additional feat. So they all do have those now, just in case you all are keeping track at home with your own character sheets. And you're like, this doesn't line up. Winnie shouldn't have this. She does now. So yes, I have actually created the calendar now. It is the morning of the 16th of God's Crown. It is literally the middle of summer is the month of God's Crown. So it's very warm. You kind of are on this already tropical island anyway. And we described that Scarlet, Proximus, Winnie all kind of went into the blue hole of the God's Eye, of Umberlee's Eye. And, you saw the Eula statue, decimated it. Would probably woke a few of you up, but Acacia's still being on the beach with a hangover. Even if, though coffee has been brought down by Winnie in a travel mug. What would you all like to do with your day? There's definitely some things on the docket, but I leave it to you to describe what this morning kind of looks for you all.
Real quick, just to kind of clarify where we are on crew expectations.
Yes.
This is an Eva memory issue. Did we sort of give a like, hey, we're gonna be here for like a week, a day? Like, did we say a timeline to?
No, but we can say that you did. Again, plan is a word that you all fear very, very much. You all kind of ran off the ship and let it be what it was. So absolutely, if that's something you would like to do, you can check in with Connery or Sammy. Would both be great individuals to check in with and basically see, because here's the deal. The ships need repairs if you're going to be sailing with all 7 of them, because you had 5 keel boats and now a sailing ship and a warship.
Did we end up sinking? I thought we ended up sinking one of the keel boats. We didn't?
No, it was limping, but we had them all.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe you fully scuttled anything just in case you need to use it later.
Okay. You
also necessarily haven't checked in to see if anybody is hanging around. You might not even need all the keel boats. So repairing the keel boats has got to be on your list. Figuring out officers, especially for the Bloodhound, if that is a ship that you're going to keep and not sell or scuttle or whatever you want to do with it, you're going to need to figure out who's going to be sailing on it and supplement the crew there. So Marcus Ashe might be a good person to talk to about that, if not Connery, since he's kind of absorbed it into this mini navy that you all have. Mm-hmm. Other things that you need to take care of is going to be, where's my document? There we go. We also never really addressed this, so I do want to make sure that we talk about this. Winnie pulled some letters off of Marcus Ashe and also the remaining letters that were found in the captain's quarters of the Bloodhound. We never fully addressed what was in those letters and in those documents, so I want to make sure we get to that. Scarlet has the potential that she will turn into a wereshark within 4 days. Maybe something to think about there. So yeah, that is on all of your all's to-do list, I should say. So with all that, let's go down the line here. Acacia, hung over on the beach of this otherwise paradise, what are you kind of doing with your day? What's on the docket for you?
If folks don't have any expectations of me, I want to check in with the Soterians and see if anyone's sticking around here. Because this is a good place for folks to hitch a ride somewhere else, get work. I'm sure not all of them want to make the trip to Winnie's home. So I'm just taking stock of who's staying, who's not, and then if needing to for whoever's staying, redistributing on the other keelboats so we don't have to deal with the limping one.
Absolutely. Okay, we can say very easily that you will meet up with your dads, who have kind of, taken a leadership role, if not within the Korans, who are refugees, but also they're this great kind of through line with the Eve Walkers as well. So they would be easy enough to find, and Darius would happily tell you. Actually, the nice thing is, we're losing about 25 Koran refugees who are going to try to make their next start on Karina, which he would describe as being the next island over, accessible by a ferry system. So not necessarily staying here, but at least giving their best shot.
They're taking their leave.
They are. They're tired of being on the keelboat.
I don't
and
blame
I honestly
them.
can't blame them. Honestly. The Eve Walkers, especially the Hand, have, now that we are at our first official port, done what they typically do and have found a ship to go wherever they go.
They fucked off?
They're going to. They have not yet. The ship has not yet departed, just in case you do need anything from any of them.
No.
But by the end of the day, I believe, they are going to go back to their particular shadowy corners, as they are intended to do.
All right. Sooner the better.
So honestly, that should take care of an entire two keelboats worth, really. There were quite a few official Eve Walker members who came along, so almost 40 people in total.
All right. I'll tell Connery, and because that keelboat's not going to go anywhere. Maybe we could sell it for scraps or scuttle it. But I'll if you don't mind if we scuttle it or sell it, but I can tell Connery.
It was an emergency boat, and if we can get anything out of it to help these people, all the better.
Okay.
Proximus, what are you working at right now?
I want to go talk to Connery, just to touch base with him.
Yeah, easy enough to find again. He sticks a little bit closer to the Redemption, and kind of, he's gone to the inner circle a couple of times of this island, but doesn't really make a priority of constantly being away from the ship. He really tries to be closer to the ship if he can. So yeah, you would absolutely find him out on the beach, and he's just kind of looking up at the sails and trying to square things where they are. And he would see you coming. If I assume you're not being sneaky about it.
No.
How's it going?
Good, Connery. Captain, I am thinking about putting my name in for the first mate, and I really want to make sure that I do a good job if they so choose to put me into this place of pseudo leadership for the crew.
So you feel like you're big enough to tell me what to do? Is that what it is then? That's fine. I should have seen it coming from nautical miles away.
We proved that you are the stronger in this case, but
I'm just roughing your skin, son. No, I think you'd make a fine first mate. Honestly, you seem to want to listen. You seem to want to help. I think I've told you before, the biggest thing is you need to be able to tell me when I'm wrong and listen to me even if I tell you to do something that's wrong.
They hold you in high esteem, the crew of the Redemption. You did a good job for a very long time as the first mate.
Well, we also have quite a few greenhorns on the ship now. Not as many veterans as we used to have, so it would also help to have... Let me put it this way. Callisto captained out of a mixture of respect and fear. I was there to boost up that fear aspect, which then made them respect her more for the respect part. She had captained for gods know how long, and then died, and then even longer. I'm still working on the respect for the sake of respect. A lot of them are still doing it out of the fear part. And if you become first mate, you need to be the other side of my coin. You can't just... You can't do what I did. Does that make sense?
It is understandable. You do not want to lead with intimidation, if you will.
Threaten the cat and nine, but rarely use it.
I see. I did have a question about keeping the ships together and Marcus Ash. What is your read on him?
I didn't really get much. I mean, he doesn't have a massive reputation amongst sailors, which can be a very good thing or a very bad thing. Depends on how sneaky he is, but he didn't try anything on our way here, as far as I'm aware. Seems loyal enough to his crew. I have no reason to dislike him, but I also have no reason to like him.
Do you find it odd that... do you know anything about the last captain of the Bloodhound? Personally? Did you come across him at all?
Personally, I met Brindle Kane once, and we nearly killed each other. Brindle Kane was a tall pile of shit, and absolute garbage captain. He captained purely out of fear and menace and hate. Do you know where he got his name from?
Oh. No.
He got his name. You might have seen him. He rather lupine individual, wolf-like, but no stripes on him. No reason to give him the name Brindle, right?
Right.
He got the name when he betrayed his last captain.
Oh.
He's not the original captain of the Bloodhound. That was Yorick Cross. That was a respectable man. Brindle Kane killed him and came out of the captain's quarters striped and his captain's blood. He led a mutiny. Proximus. So that's where he got the name. That's how he became captain. He became captain out of violence. Which, I mean, honestly, I mean, you saw that I roughed a few sailors up, but that's how we do things. I didn't kill anybody permanently. Sorry about that.
No, I was asking for it, if you will.
Brindle killed in cold blood and took the ship. And I am aware that Marcus was first mate under Yorick as well.
So would it be so weird or off that Marcus Ash did not want to fight us and instead was not protecting his captain but sitting inside, allowing him to die at my hands?
Perhaps there was that. Also depends on how you found him. Perhaps he was doing stuff for his captain that didn't involve direct warfare. There's plenty of types of warfare that don't involve a sword. Plenty of things a first mate has to do to protect a captain's reputation. Or secrets, even.
Oh, I am not familiar with this warfare, but I will look into it. I just want to make sure that our venture is not sidelined by anyone who would do a mutiny.
Agreed. If you want to know the full story about it, I would talk to Ash. She's probably the the last one who was there for it.
Thank you so much for your information, and I'll talk to you later.
Best of luck, and he slaps you on the shoulder. I'd vote for you if I could.
Thank you, Captain.
Scarlet, what is your morning looking like?
Other than recovering from the massive hangover? Probably strolling around, doing what Scarlet does best at observing, collecting bits of information that she can.
Fair enough. Let's see. We'll get to that later. Winnie, what is your morning looking like?
Pretty good, actually. Thank you for asking. This is the morning after we just got out of the blue hole and are just sort of...
Yeah, you literally, I mean, it's that same morning. So yeah, what is Winnie's priority for the day?
Well, probably checking in on the ships and trying to figure out if she's hurrying up or slowing down. Because I think it's important to know if we've got a little bit of time, she's just gonna lay on the beach and kind of, it's probably not a good idea for her to tan, but, relax. Talk to people,
Winnie,
make new friends.
Winnie, this is your brain fighting its own ADHD. You know there's stuff that needs done.
Oh yeah, no, she's already had 2 breakdowns, but
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for breakdowns? I can.
I don't, in fact. It's not that kind of game.
Okay.
Would that be a constitution?
Probably wisdom.
I think wisdom.
I was going to say wisdom.
And
yeah.
I don't think Winnie is, oh, no. Okay, it's not her strongest suit, but she's got worse.
I'm not asking you to roll anything.
That's good. Yeah, because she's got things to do, but she needs to know if she's trying to cram everything that she needs to get done into, a 1-day period. Is she, on deadline here? Or are we going to be here for, a week or so, and she can save it all for the last, 3 days?
So, you all know that...
And yes, fine, that's character bleed, okay? I get it. I acknowledge it. It's fine if you acknowledge it.
Winnie would at least be aware, because they've been told as much, the party has been told as much, that the Redemption, at least, will not sail until it has a first mate. That the crew will not, go to quarters, they will not go to the lines until a first mate is elected. So you at least have to handle that. You also know that if you're going to sail with the keelboats, those are going to need repaired. You also know that if you're going to sail the Bloodhound at all, it's going to need some more people on it as well. So actually, I'm seeing Acacia. You wanted to have a chat with Winnie?
Yeah, if I can.
Yeah, you would find Winnie.
She's so unapproachable.
Starfished on the beach. Yeah, becoming a darker shade of blue.
I think. Okay, so this is probably how you find her. Under a palm tree with a very large, fishbowl margarita style glass of red drink, right?
Oh no.
And she's got papers next to her under an empty similar bowl. And let's keep in mind, it's Schrodinger's red drink, right? Some places say there's alcohol in it, some places don't. Either way, there's a lot of sugar, so we'll probably have to address that eventually, one way or another.
Oh, sweetheart.
Yeah. So, and little Jeffrey is probably equally starfished out.
I gotta cover my eyes because all the light is reflecting off of him.
Yeah, and every once in a while his little jaw opens and his gem of brightness just shines back at the sun, and then he'll close it again. And it's like he's speaking to the sun, and it's very cute. He doesn't know what it means. Winnie certainly doesn't know what it means, but that's what she likes to think he's doing.
I love him.
He's her special little boy.
So special. In that case, I will make my way slowly up to you amidst your piles of paper and drinks and Jeffrey, and just like fold my legs up underneath me and like sit next to you.
Hi. Good
So-
day, afternoon, morning.
Morning. So what you doing?
Well, right this minute, I am taking in the sea air. Which I guess I do quite often, as I'm never far from the sea. But it's a lovely day, so I thought I would enjoy it. Also, I am working on, this is a list of potions I want to try to make. This is my research on Scarlet's, how not to be a wereshark potion.
Condition. Her condition.
Her condition, yes.
Her curse. It's a curse. You can
Curse.
just call it a curse.
Yeah. Oh, Moobot, I swear to God. And then over here, these papers are, well, this one's a recipe for some cookies. And this is, there's like a rock that's been sort of carved into, like a stamp. And it says vote for proxy, but it's facing the wrong way to be a proper stamp. So it's clearly a work in progress. Like when he didn't mirror it. I thought I would make some cookies for the crew. And then I thought it was kind of rude to like not make cookies for the Bloodhound crew. So now I'm trying to think of what to stamp those cookies with. And I probably don't need to stamp them, but it seems like a little extra love, you know, if they've got a stamp on them.
Why don't you just ask
Don't worry, I'll wash
Honey.
the rock first.
Why don't you just ask Honey to make bribing bakery goods?
That's a good idea.
Eva, are any of these papers, as I'm glancing around your massive
There's
pile,
so many papers.
do any of them have to do with your dead end research on the shard or the astrolabe?
Oh, yes. There's like, you could probably, I'm not even going to check your passive because I know, but also like everything's sort of spread, but there are like a few different piles. And you can see different papers in different piles of like varying thoroughness. Yes. There's like a sketch of a shard.
In that case, I want to reach out to this pile of your research, and I'm gonna pick it up and just like scan through it. Do you have a couple minutes?
Yeah, for you always.
What do you want to do about this? And I'll like tap the paper with this shard and sketch on it.
Well, I desperately want to not think about it, but also it's all I can think about, so it's sort of a conundrum. And so I'm thinking about that also, how not to think about it, but also how to recreate it, and also how to find other shards, which I know you're also sort of thinking of, and how to maybe find other astrolabes or similar type things, or I'm really trying not to think about, like, we agreed last night happened, but also we don't want to talk about it. Did that happen?
Yes, it definitely happened.
Okay.
We're not talking about it, but that's why I'm asking, because I'm glad we're on the same page about this, or at least
Yeah.
similarly on the same page.
It's
My
sort of like
question-
an existential cosmic crushing, like you can't ignore it,
Crisis.
but also, yeah,
It's a cosmic crisis.
yeah.
Um,
Big long pull on her red drink. Oh,
you do
I'm
realize
sorry, would
that
you
has
like some?
alcohol, right?
I don't know. You can't taste it if it's in there.
My dad has said it has alcohol in it, like a lot of alcohol.
The dad that's affected by alcohol or one that's not? I mean, I trust
Derek,
them both
I
implicitly,
can't remember.
but
I can't remember who's told
I sort of
me.
feel like maybe
I
it
can't
makes a
remember
little
either
difference.
because I can hear it in both voices.
Mhm. I mean, it's fine. I trust them both. It just
It turns out it was both of them. Honestly, I can't remember.
Like rusted curio from the inside.
I don't remember which dad told me, but yes, I trust both of them too. But after we get the Corians, Corites? Haven't thought of plural of people from my hometown. Anyway, the
Probably
refugees.
just call them family.
There are some people I definitely do not count as family in Korra.
But they're
But
your
anyway.
community. Is that not a thing?
Tomato,
Where you are?
tomato. But when we get them somewhere safe, do you, if we can't commandeer the ship or we can't get them to go where we want to go, do you want to set out and figure this out?
Yeah. Yes.
After finding a place for Korra.
Yes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's real scary. Because that was a lot. Even without Eula, who was also in and of herself kind of a lot.
That's one way to put her.
Do you
One way
find
to
it,
describe her.
do you remember that? I mean, you can't forget it, but sometimes when I'm thinking of that, I can't hold on to it, and it's like I can only get little bits and pieces at a time, and there's no big cohesive. I can remember Eula, and I can remember that mouth, that thing, but it all slides away like rain, and I can't remember what it was like to hold the shard, and I can't remember what it was like to cast things that I know I cast. And I know it happened, and I can see it, but I can see part of it and not feel it, or I can feel part of it. I can't piece it all together.
I remember being strong and angry, and Eula, and us just whipping around and doing things that we should not realistically have been able to do. And then feeling empty when it was over.
Yeah, I really hate that feeling. And I keep thinking there's something that we must be able to do to get it back, which absolutely sounds like a terrible idea on the one hand, but on the other hand, it feels terrible to have that feeling.
Well, do you remember what Bass's grandmother said back on Soteria? That there's
Yes.
more than one astrolabe.
Yes. We just
I
need to
think find one
find one.
and or steal. No, we're not going to find one. We're going to find them and then steal them because we're pirates. So,
I mean, we can talk about definitions another time. GM, was there anything, any sort of similar feeling, I don't want to say vibe, but between when we were empowered by the Elder Shard and anything from the dream last night?
Interesting question. Go ahead and... Boy, a couple of things for this. I would say history or arcana. Go ahead and roll that with... It'll be a straight roll. Because I'm thinking disadvantage because, you've kind of lost that bit from your battle with Eula. It's hard to remember, but at the same time, you just had this experience the night before. We'll make that a flat roll.
I thought you were going to say advantage, so I will disregard my second roll. That's a 12.
Okay. 12, still better than average. I would say a feeling to, the power that you had wasn't necessarily translated to the vision you all had last night. There wasn't a transfer of power. You didn't feel powerful on this ship in the void of whatever is in the heavens, whatever is above. But I will say there was definitely a sense memory of fear. Almost like like how there's the inherent fear of snakes in primates, and it's perhaps because like our ancestors for millennia feared reptiles, even as we were small primates, pre-evolution. Fear of snakes is almost something that's inherent in the genetics of humans to this day. When you saw that thing in the void, that endless slithering thing, you got the same sense of fear that you got when whatever that thing that took Eula appeared. And it hits you almost like a subliminal level of PTSD. Like there was this, you knew it was something that you shouldn't be looking at. You knew it was something that, like, nightmares couldn't even create this thing, is how horrifying its existence is.
Love that for us. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Acacia, I will also say, as you were flipping through all these papers,
Yes.
Winnie, I'm going to assume that it is logical that the papers you also took off Marcus Ash is all in this bundle of mail that you left on your kitchen table.
Mm-hmm. Maybe? Question mark?
My kitchen
Maybe.
table, or like on the beach next to me?
I'm
It's the
I'm
equivalent
making,
of shoving
Okay.
all your mail on the kitchen table.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. They are
Okay.
those letters are like on top of a different pile, and like they are separate. They're probably like not pinned together, but like either wrapped together, or they're open, but they're
Still nosy.
it's
I'm
equivalent to like having a paper clip on them. I'm trying to think of like what it would be, but
Acacia, with your passive perception, you would at least pick up, like, you don't get obviously the entire thing. They're sitting in a different pile, but you would pick up a word that you would recognize, and that word is wave walker. All singular word, which you would know is the name of Raimundo, your dad's lizard folk friend.
Hey!
The name of their ship.
Can I, since that catches my eye, I'm just gonna gently place the Cosmic Crisis stuff back where I found it, and then reach for those letters, since my buddy.
and Winnie was in no way like defensive of any of her paperwork, so like there's no.
I don't think
Please,
so.
Behold my stuff.
I'm going to change for
Flip
music
through
here
it.
because we've been on this soft shit for a while. So Acacia, if you go into that pile, you would definitely see there's like a different quality to this paper. It's a lot more worn, and there's even like a smell of like smoke to it. Like it's like yellowed, like it's been out in the sun for too long, and it's passed from hands to hands. You can even see there's like dirty fingerprints that are on it. But if you go to read it, you would see that it is addressed to Captain Brindle Kane. It had like a wax seal that was on it. The seal's obviously broken because the letter has been opened. And you would recognize on that seal is a variation of the Nerian symbol, the three swords, all interlocking with this other symbol you can't quite make out in the wax kind of press, but there's something in the center, and you would at least know that, like, when it comes to Nerian banners, it will be those three swords creating the triangle, and then they will put something in the center to indicate whatever branch of military or commerce or whatever it particularly is. It kind of separates it out from there. But it is, again, addressed to Brindle Kane. It is from Captain Mercy Whalestrom, and it describes how they have it's basically an update, and you would see there are a couple other letters below, only about like 2 or 3, that would be the same and would have previous dates on them. They're all dated, so the most recent one is on top, and it reads, the Windreach is with us, under a new captain, of course. The yellow bands still need convincing. Others, like the Wave Walker and the Undertow, are sure to be ours as well. The tide has turned. And then the last thing, the Tombstone twins have already taken to the seas along with the Anvil Lord. Patrol around Shacklebreak. Wait for your next command. And then, again, signed Captain Mercy Whalestrom of the Hollow Truth.
Upon reading this, fuck. There's no way, and I'm just like mumbling to myself, there's no way Raymundo would go for this unless they forced him. Fuck.
Go with what?
And that would probably be your first concern, is that Raymundo would probably not go to privateer, but this is more a threat towards Raymundo's captainship.
These are correspondences to the Bloodhound, and one of the ships they're trying to recruit is a family friend. And by recruit, probably threaten, because Raymundo isn't gonna frickin' go willingly to the Nerian Empire. We heisted together against the Empire.
Oh no. Do they know that they were part of the heist?
Though the Nerian Empire?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I haven't been come after yet for the explosion of Chorus Keep.
I'm sorry, wait, the what?
Oh, you know that big rubble on the top of the hill in Korra?
Yeah.
Yeah, we destroyed that shit.
The scenic
We
rubble,
blew
that
it
was
up.
you?
What?
The scenic
that?
rubble, that was you?
Yeah. I didn't blow it up. That was, Buck's specialty.
Well,
but we
that
heisted
tracks.
out of it, and then we blew it up to say big fuck you to the Empire because they were trying to buy us out.
Huh.
This was like 5 years ago? Something like that.
All right. Well,
Oh, we've had it out for the Empire for a very long time.
I mean, I don't blame you. Is there anything we can do to help your friend?
It says that they think they're going to get him. The best we can do is warn him if he doesn't know already, but they're going to... he's not going to go willingly. They would have to threaten him.
Do you think he'd want to join our fleet?
I don't know. I really don't know. Is Raymundo a pirate or just a merchant? I can't remember.
I believe Gona described Raymundo as a pirate.
Okay.
That their ship at least was involved in smuggling, if not outright piracy.
My recollection was smuggling, but
Yeah.
I also wasn't sure if I was coloring that in my memory.
Pirate has a lot of connotations to it. Han Solo described himself as a pirate. Whether he actually did piracy, they were part of no navy, part of no order. We'll put it that way.
Dad has a way of getting in contact with people. I'll see if they can send a message to the Wave Walker, but there's not much we can do now. Fuck.
Speaking of the Empire, what else do I have in these empirical documents that might be of interest, GM?
So, as you are...
Check that segue.
Say Acacia is going through these. One thing that Winnie might pick up is the mention of the Yellow Bands. Since Winnie met the Yellow Bands.
They're my new friends, aren't they?
Those are the kobolds that all had painted yellow, and then actual, part of their coloring, yellow markings down their back and tail and around their ribs. So those are the Yellow Bands, indicating that they still are this neutral party, at least as far as the latest letter from this individual. Another thing that Winnie would find is a mostly burnt... I will give you this. What do I want to roll for this? It's not sleight of hand. It's not really history. Determining a document that's mostly burnt.
An intelligence check of some sort.
Investigate. I like investigation. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Why is my investigation so low?
Aren't you smart?
I have a 20, and yet I got 13.
So, Winnie, you would at least note that it is It is the letter of marque. It at least says as much. The language towards the middle, little bit. It's mostly legalese, but it is the letter of marque that was given to the crew of the Bloodhound. And at the very bottom is High Admiral, and that part is burn off. So that was where they were given their privateer status, their official imperial status as privateers of the Nerian Empire. That is what a letter of marque is. It's, hey, you can keep doing what you're doing, but this time you can fly our flag while you do it.
Does it look like this was a letter? The letter of marque was found in the captain's quarters?
Yes. I mean, you kind of got a little bit here, a little bit there. But this would have been, yeah. I will give this. I don't think Winnie necessarily picked up on it, but I think at the moment, but I think piecing this together, Winnie, you probably realized that Marcus was burning documents in the captain's quarters. As when you did open the door, you did notice it was a little bit smoky. You kind of picked that up as maybe it was just, dust, smoke from the combat, whatever. But seeing that this has been burnt somewhat, you could probably realize that other documents may have been burned as well.
We can always ask Marcus what these were all about.
I think so. And, he's working with us now, so he'll tell us, right?
I'm sure Scarlet
He's
could
our
convince
friend.
him.
Don't look at me like that, Proximus.
We'll see. Anyway,
Uh,
I'm glad we're on the same page about the shards and the astrolabe, but I'm going to go tell Dad about the Wave Walker.
So while you go off to do that, let's see, Scarlet, as you are walking around kind of taking things in, Sammy, you'll actually see is kind of flying above, and he will land down near you. Oh, hey, Scarlet. It's, Sammy. No, you haven't been on the ship for a minute. It's fine. I'm just letting you know that we need to do some recruitment. And I thought you might be interested in tackling that since you have taken on a certain leadership role, especially on the Bloodhound. And the Bloodhound is the one that's more in need of crew than the Redemption is. Just heads up. The Redemption lost 3 folks during that last little skirmish we had. And 3 more of the recent recruits from Korra decided that they didn't want to get shot at, so they left. And so we at least need 5. We don't need the full 6. We were already at more than a full complement for the Redemption, but we could use an additional 5, and the Bloodhound needs 20. So, yeah.
That number got really high, Sammy.
Yeah, a lot of them left. And you also killed a handful as well, which I'm not sure that helped. But 10 is sticking around, which is honestly a pretty good number. But the problem is it's a big ship. It needs a lot more people. So, I mean, we've got plenty of people in the refugees. Maybe they could occupy the ship for a while, or we could head over to Karina and see if we can hire some folks around here. Just putting it out there.
I don't want to put the refugees in a spot where they have to stay with us.
Totally fair. Just throwing out suggestions.
The only thing we're supposed to do is get them to safety. Don't want them to feel like they have to stay. What do you suggest that I do?
Well, Winnie did a pretty good job of recruiting last time, so if I was one of you, I might go down to the docks and see if anybody's looking for work. Maybe, again, head over to Karina, see if anybody's looking for work over there. I, meanwhile, am going to handle repairs for the ship as the bosun, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's okay if I take whatever type of money I would need out of the stores of the Bloodhound. Yeah?
How much are you going to need?
My personal estimates, assuming we don't get any third parties involved on this, should be able to repair everything with the crew we have. I'm going to rope them all back in, put them to work. Should be about, let's see, 5,000 to fix all of the ships. That is, if we are keeping all of them and not selling some of them. I know I dropped by Connery, said we weren't going to have a full complement on all the keel boats, so we could also perhaps sell some of them off.
I think I need to speak with Connery.
Fair enough.
That sounds
Why,
like a lot. Mm-hmm.
Well, it is, 7 ships. Okay.
Mhm.
And he flies off.
Bird is going to give me an aneurysm.
Sammy's legendary action. Aneurysm. All right. So with all of that, where are we heading next? We can deal with Acacia talking to her dad, unless anybody has anything else. Proximus? Yeah? Scarlet? Winnie?
Winnie will probably, depending on how long Acacia sticks around, head back to the bar and kind of check out from the inn and go back to the Redemption to stay on board.
Okay. So heading down to her potion room.
Yes, one might call it a lab, but yes.
I said potion room. I like mine better. Perfect. Okay. Are you doing anything in particular there? Not to necessarily put pressure on this, but the what is it? Havoc's tonic of chaos. Is she using that? Is she making any potions?
I was just actually thinking that I was going to take the yes, she is going to take it because I think she probably left it in the lab and hasn't had it for a while. So yeah.
Winnie, I will say this as you are getting onto the ship in the first place, even before you get down to your lab. As you kind of step onto the ship, all of the Flittons kind of start flying down to kind of like different areas. Like they'll fly down to the railing, and then another couple fly in front of you, and Lear actually flies
hands,
down.
Kids.
Lear flies down and like starts pawing at their face, like they want you to do something.
Hide and seek. It's been a while since you guys wanted to play that. Like,
they just paw face.
Yeah. That's not it, is it?
Shake their heads.
Is it the mask?
Nodding, all nodding.
Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna pull out her otter-faced, if I recall correctly.
It is a sea otter. Yep.
Yes, mask of the beast. And gonna put it on.
Yep. And using speak with animals, the Flittons all kind of gathered with Demona, look up to you, and if you all wouldn't mind re-portraying your Flittons.
I was hoping you were going to say this.
Please.
Yes.
And Demona starts and she says, Winnie, the Flittons had something that they wanted to tell you. They went on an adventure recently and they all came to a certain realization for themselves.
An adventure?
Yeah.
What kind of an adventure?
It really started with a whole lot of fighting, and then
We got catnapped.
yeah.
I'm sorry, you fought and someone stole you?
We're okay, though.
You are? I see that. I'm very proud of you for making it back. I'm so sorry that happened.
We took care of it.
Finally figured it
Like,
out.
We beat him up real good.
Mm-hmm.
We beat him up real good, and Fire fireman helped us.
Fire friend.
Okay, you said fire an awful lot of times, and now I'm kind of concerned.
Firehead.
Well, there was
Yeah.
fire, but
There
I put
was
it
a lot
out.
of fire. There was a fire
Goodness.
beetle too.
Fire friend helped us.
Was the fire friend the
You're talking
beetle,
about-
or like
They're talking about Marcus, Winnie. They're talking about Marcus. Yes.
Marcus helped you?
Got a soft spot for Flittins.
Well, I always knew he was a friend. Look at that. Definitely reconfirming my suspicions and not surprising me in the least. That is delightful. So when you say taken care of, like, they're not coming back to cause a problem. Like, you don't need us to, like, go out and do anything.
We didn't kill them.
You handled it. You pawed it.
We escaped and we freed the other creatures.
Yeah.
You guys
And
are
they
There was a
so
Tintley one
proud.
and a dinosaur one and
You kittens,
What
I
else?
should say. I'm so proud.
There were snakes. There were snakes too.
oh yeah.
Snakes. And are they all safe and free?
Yes.
Look at that. I'm really proud of you guys. That must have been really scary.
Not for me. I was brave the whole time.
He became a big kitty. So strong.
I believe it. Look at you.
And we found places to go.
We're not staying anymore. We're going to be on our own adventures.
You found your own ships, your own places?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going? Are they they must treat you nice. Otherwise.
Well, there was this one lady and she had horns and she was really sad, so I'm gonna go protect her. Because she's gonna need it.
Yeah. You always had the biggest heart.
And the biggest muscles.
And the biggest muscles.
both.
Well, you need the big heart to take care of those big muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to go on a ship because they had a really big nose and seemed really cool, but I didn't like it. So I'm going to be a tavern kitty.
Here? You're gonna be a tavern kitty here?
When we visited, Serona and I both got a big piece of ham.
Oh, that's a pretty good deal. You're gonna meet so many interesting people. That's gonna be exciting.
Also, Big Turtle Guy is really sneaky.
Oh, you gonna learn a lot from him? Yeah, I think you'll get on great.
And I'm gonna stay on the Bloodhound.
I think that's a wonderful idea. The Bloodhound will be lucky to have you.
I am going to continue to watch Scarlet and to make sure that no trouble comes about.
And I would like to semi-pounce on Lear. And Lear is going to get a lot of catnip.
Oh, a lot of catnip, eh? You might be the luckiest flit in here. Perhaps a little spoiled already on your new ship. I'm not doing the voice to myself because
It's okay.
Oh, come on.
We're going
Yeah,
to
no,
miss you.
I found a really great ship with a really nice lady, and she had red hair and a really cool hat, and she's got lots of pretty flowers, and I can just lay around them and
Lot
lay
of
in the sun
plants,
all day.
lot of nip.
It's very nice. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you all really took some thought about it, and I'm really happy. I'm gonna miss you.
Miss you and everybody.
And Serona, I'm probably gonna come back here to the Redemption, so we're gonna cross paths. But I think that it'll be easier for me coming back over here and knowing that you're looking out for Scarlet.
Aren't you the first mate?
I mean, yeah, but we've got, some things to decide. And I don't think I can be first mate over there forever because my work is here. And I can't move my stuff to the Bloodhound. Well, maybe I could, but I don't think people would be very eager to help me.
Winnie can swim and come visit you, though, Serona.
Mm-hmm. Or I could fly over. It
Yeah.
seems like a better idea.
Yeah, I've been explicitly told I'm not good enough of a swimmer to do that. So, yeah, I can't.
I gave you this cute moment and you throw it in my face.
Eva's been learning.
Yeah. Right. So Winnie having this moment with your beast mask and Demona telling you, and of course, Winnie, I will remain here, and the children are so ever grateful. They'll never forget you, and now you know where to find them. And this world isn't really that big. I'm sure your paths will cross again.
But maybe we could have one last little cuddle puddle, right? Just like a going away cuddle puddle?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, get in here. And she's just gonna, snug up some Tressums.
So
They're not
Maine
really Flittons
Coons.
anymore. They've grown up. They're
getting
all Tressums.
5 Maine Coons.
Literally just a
5
blanket
Maine
of cats.
Coons with wings.
On Winnie.
So much hair.
My God,
Hair
the
and feathers
dream.
for days.
Hair, feathers, you are overheating in this tropical climate.
Absolute dream. Not a squeak of
If this is
complaint
how
from
Winnie, if
Winnie.
this is how Winnie goes out, this is how Winnie wanted to go out.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to go out
1000%.
like this.
You're so close to the equator. It's the middle of summer. Okay.
Oh God, the
I
shedding.
love it.
Okay. Well, now that I've hopefully made somebody in the audience to cry, let's get back to it. So, Acacia, you were going to visit your dads, and update them about the Wave Walker. So again, easy enough to find. They would be in the tavern at this point. They've kind of grabbed a table with another member of the Eve Walkers who you might recognize, not necessarily know their name. And as you enter, they would nod and stand up, nod at you, walk away from the table.
Just do that, yeah, I know. What's up?
Yeah. What's up? Yeah.
I would have taken the letter when he didn't have any objections. Just the one that mentioned the Wave Walker, though.
Okay.
Hey. We
Hi,
got
kid.
a small problem that I don't know how much we can do about.
Well, I guess we'll see what we can do. What's up?
And I'll just kind of put the letter on the table and just slide it towards the two of them. Do you have any way to get in contact with Raymundo?
No. We could maybe find somebody on the island who could cast sending.
The
There's always
Empire is
people.
trying to recruit them to their fleets, and probably not in the nicest way.
Oh. Yeah, if I know anything about Rai, you wouldn't put up with that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
And I would prefer him still be alive.
Sure.
Highly
I don't know
prefer.
where he is at this time. Yeah, let me see about. Islands like this always have somebody you can hire who can cast sending.
There's
I'll
so
ask
many
for-
clerics.
There's a lot of them. Yeah. Honestly, especially after yesterday, I will ask around, find a fair price, and shoot one over. I'll at least try to get them into some more neutral waters, and maybe even have them go to port somewhere. I think
Somewhere
that's maybe
away
the
from
best thing we can
border.
do. Yeah, because I have no idea where he could possibly be in the ocean at this given moment in time.
Based off this letter, it implies that he's somewhere nearby. Because they might be trying to recruit him soon. So he.
Okay. All right. Darius actually offers his hand out for the letter,
Yeah, I'll hand it to him.
and he reads it over. Honestly, I agree with your assessment. I will handle this. Your dad actually needed to talk to you about something else. And Darius stands up, goes off to find a cleric to cast sending. And Curio at this point, older model, Warforged kind of claps his metal hands together and he goes, "Hey, kiddo. So your father and I were looking at a map,
Okay.
and it would be really great if, because I believe we're heading to Fall Lamaril, right? Winnie's home is the plan.
Unless plans have changed and I don't know about them, correct.
Neat, great, cool. So there's a city along the way. If we could stop for a day, even less than.
Want to get a new body? Commission a
I
new
really
body?
do. I really do. There's a city. It's I mean, a number of fathoms beneath the waves at this point, but all Warforged, all the time. As I understand it, they make new frames there, and I could have something nice that isn't need to get oiled every
It's
couple hours.
generations out of date, and I understand. I'll talk to Connery and Scarlett and ask.
It's
Very
it's
nice.
along the way. It would mean a stop in the middle of essentially nowhere, but I'd appreciate it.
As long as
and
you
I
can
don't-
point out where nowhere is.
Yeah, easy, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll talk to them.
All right, I appreciate you, kid. Thanks.
But we're also not going anywhere until first mate is chosen, so we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm
Vote for Proximus.
not part of the crew, but yeah, that's a maybe come up with a slogan or something for.
Do you want to be?
I'm not
vote
asking
blue.
my dads if they want to be part of the crew. Absolutely not.
It's just temporary. It's a contract job.
I hate the word contract when it comes to Scarlet.
All right, no.
If I choose a new patron, you can become a patron yourself.
I'll see if I can find Scarlett. I saw her lurking around earlier while I went to go talk to Winnie, so.
All right, yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Write down a note.
Okay.
Hit stop at Warforged. All right.
There we go. Okay. So we are, let's see, just a little bit before break. Anything else anybody wanted to do with the morning?
When you wanted
No?
to take her elixir that I can't find, but I think you have the chart for.
I do. Actually, I found the binder for it the other day.
Hooray!
I think, maybe? Yes.
What is it actually called?
I think it's Havoc's Tonic of
Oh,
Chaos or something.
that's why.
I said I had the binder, and now I can't find it. Oh no.
And it's a D100?
I believe so, yes. Oh, it's because it's in the other
Are
room.
these the right dice? Yes. That is a 45. I'm feeling lucky.
Okay. Let me see if I might have actually uploaded this to the drive.
That is probably
It's
something
tonic.
I could have checked. I apologize.
No, it's not there. Let's go ahead and go to break while I take a look for this, because it is just about that time anyway, and I'm not going to make you all sit around while I look for this document.
To
So,
be resolved
go ahead.
shortly.
Go ahead and do the things. We will be back in just about 5 to 10. And again, if you are enjoying our show, if you enjoy these people, definitely check out our Pally. You can impact the game while also supporting these people. It is a wonderful thing to do, and we appreciate you. We appreciate your viewership. We appreciate anything that you can do as well. Thank you. We'll be back.
Bye.
Vast and welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging around. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. So we are going to jump back into it, but just one final reminder that if you want to support these wonderful players, want to support this wonderful game, you can do so through our Pally account, which is in chat and can impact the game with great advantages and all that kind of stuff as well. It's a great way to do it. Give a black spot, you know, that's what gave Scarlet her were shark bite. And you can always make the game just a little bit more fun for me, a little bit more difficult for my players. And isn't that what we're all here to do? Okay. jumping back into it, you all have uncovered some stuff from Marcus Ash, the letters you got off of him. Also, Winnie has uncovered perhaps some other motives, including Proximus. There is talk with Connery, piecing together the history of this enigma that is this sexy fire genasi that I made up at the last moment. So, looking
It was
at...
made up at the last moment.
He really was. I didn't know that Winnie would even go into the first mate's cabin. The first mate was just thrown in there. He is another Arson Greg, and I
love him.
Just anytime I make a fire-based NPC, apparently I'm doomed. Okay. So, Acacia has had the conversation with Darius to send word to their friend Raimundo and warn Raimundo and his ship, the Wave Walker, that privateers are out for them. On top of that, Curio has let Acacia know that they'd love a new body, being a warforged, actually being a soul within a reliquary, which is, if you are familiar with our game, that's totally fine. Curio is actually a humanoid soul, which is trapped in a magical item called a reliquary. It's a little glowing white orb, and that powers essentially the Warforged, allowing him to have a full body. So, but his frame right now, his Warforged frame is a little outdated. It's an iPhone 4, basically, with a cracked screen. So it's time for him to really get that upgrade. Join the family plan, as it was. So Acacia's aware of that. Scarlet has been made aware that they need to do some recruiting. They need at least 15 new people, 5 for one ship, 10 for another. Proximus has gained some info on the election when it comes to the first mate of at least the Redemption. And Winnie is dealing with a lot right now. But has at least taken her tonic of chaos, which you did roll a 45.
I did.
So to address that, this is Havoc's tonic of undiluted chaos. So a 45. Let's see. Woody, go ahead and roll me a d4, please.
Oh. No, I wanted to...
Is this the same tonic that gave her horns?
Oh, sure it is. Oh,
It's
yeah.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
It is.
Yes, this is something I found a long time ago. Just scrolling, like even before I played D&D, I somehow found this and thought, oh, this would be fun to put in a game, and I never put it in one until
Horns.
now.
You had eye hands.
Eye hands.
Like, Pan's Labyrinth.
Had the decanter of endless water, but out of her mouth.
Oh,
And
right.
ironically enough, you were one away from the endless water again, but this time your mouth gains the effects of the alchemy jug for 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. Good to know. Good to know.
Mayonnaise. Yeah, mayonnaise. I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, if you are not familiar, the alchemy jug is a magical item that allows you to produce any number of mostly liquid substances. I say mostly liquid because
Mayonnaise.
because mayonnaise is not necessarily a liquid. I would not classify it as such.
I'm so happy that both of you said mayonnaise.
Winnie, just imagine. No, Eva, just imagine Winnie's mouth just tasting of mayonnaise. Just the texture.
There are
like
alternative
mayonnaise.
alchemy jugs as well.
Plain?
Yeah, because
Like
even
you
I
had a
had this
spoonful?
discussion.
I wouldn't know. I can't.
Even I
eat
had
it by
this
the
discussion
spoonful.
in real life. It's not like she's vomiting it up. It's like it's her spit, right? Because it has to come from the mouth, not anywhere else. So you can produce acid, basic poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, fresh water, salt water, or wine.
And you know who has a lot of empty flasks for reasons? This girl. Guess who's gonna have like? Isn't it a
25
gallon
flasks
an hour?
of-
Eva, recruitment tactic.
Oh my
you
god,
can't
that's
you can't
the
attract
worst.
more bees with honey than vinegar.
Can you just imagine?
In a literal sense.
If you join our crew, I'll spit in your mouth, but also it's beer.
Neat party trick, huh?
Michael, that face.
I'm sorry. I need that on a shirt. I knew we were talking about merch in our Discord. Which, by the way, if you want to hang out and talk about weird shit, join the Sword and Key Discord. But we were at least discussing some
I'm
merch
gonna go
opportunities.
clip that so I can know what I need to make a shirt for.
I really want join our crew and I'll spit in your mouth on a shirt.
I need art of Winnie winking.
That's so much
we
better
have
than
that.
it could
we,
be.
We do have that.
Yes.
Actually. You can
Please,
you can
someone
produce
clip
2
that.
gallons
Please
per minute.
clip it.
Yeah, it can't be me.
If you're not crude, I'll spit in your mouth. Whatever you like. Mayonnaise, wine, beer, honey.
So
Acid,
I'm
I don't
thinking
care.
practical
Limited time
things
offer.
like, oh, I can spit poison into something. Like we now have a reserve of poison or acid or yeah, who doesn't? Honey would love some honey. She's probably not going to ask questions where I got it, right? Maybe she will.
Locally sourced, organic.
It's not from bees, I'll tell you that.
So after the period of time, does it then turn back into Winnie's spit?
No.
Okay.
No.
No,
Nice.
the alchemy
Nice.
jug is a joy. And I thought
No, but if like
The best
if
and worst
forensics
item.
did exist, it would absolutely like somebody would be able to DNA test that and they'd be like, oh, this is from a person. This is person mayonnaise.
so if you cast identify on it, would it tell you that? Or would it just say mayonnaise?
I think it doesn't say that anything it produces is magical in nature. It's that the jug is magic and just the way that I've always imagined an alchemy jug is that it is like extra dimensional. So it's pulling mayonnaise from somewhere else
The
in the
mayonnaise
multiverse.
dimension? Do you listen to yourself?
No, like the craft
That's
foods
where all the
dimension.
mayonnaise went out of the subway.
Okay, I'll be the cat herder. We are very, very off topic.
We are.
Anyway, yes, that is Winnie's new power for 3 hours. Okay,
Oh, it's only 3 hours.
3 hours.
Get recruiting.
Chop chop.
She's gonna go back to the empty tankards from kegs from the night before. Okay, I'm gonna work out exactly how much of what she makes.
Okay, great. Yeah, go ahead and math that out for me. Again, 2 gallons per minute. Enjoy that math. Per minute. Yeah. It's flowing.
Don't some of them have maxes?
Some of them do have maxes.
I will take
is
that
correct,
into
yeah.
account. Also, real quick side note: doesn't one of us have an alchemy jug?
Not me.
I thought we found
sure
one
maybe
in
you do.
loot somewhere.
I don't think I've ever given you an alchemy jug because it's one of those things that's just
Derek
Okay.
the
knows
mayonnaise
better.
is weird.
Maybe
We would have remembered.
maybe it was on my wish list for.
Was it
duties or
Elios?
something.
Wish list. Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh.
It's gone. It's gone with Than.
it's gone. Yeah,
Can I do a
Than, give us the jug.
retroactive
Than.
sleight of hand?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go do.
It's an uncommon item. I'm sure we can find one.
Oh.
And I will say,
Honestly,
so it
we
does
should
say
get
that
one for water on a ship.
you might as well get a
wouldn't be a
decanter of
bad
endless water if you're gonna do that.
Both.
Don't get the weird one.
Both.
Yeah. So it does say that once the jug starts producing a liquid, it can produce a different one or more of one that has reached its maximum until the next dawn. I will say that you can produce more than one liquid, but you can only reach a maximum. So like if you're going to produce acid, you can only produce 8 ounces of it. Basic poison,
makes
only
sense.
half an ounce. So that's the limit to it. So it's not a ton of poison.
I would argue that an alchemy jug, being that it also creates water, would be more useful than the decanter of endless water, just because it makes other things. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Yeah.
I'm a
Because
math.
you're going to get 8 gallons of fresh water versus endless, but still 8 gallons is a lot. Okay, cool. So while Winnie is mathing that out, Proximus, what are you up to?
Oh, Proximus would want to talk to Marcus Ash. But would wait for everyone else, if that is what we want to do.
So then, Acacia, having left the conversation with Curio, where are you headed then?
Probably gonna go find Scarlet. Scarlet and or Connery. Because it's probably a
And
joint decision.
Scarlet, where would you then be found?
I was talking to Connery about what we need to do with the ships because I don't know how to captain anything and I don't know why anyone put me in charge.
You put yourself there. Okay.
There was no other choice.
So, Acacia then looking for both Connery and Scarlet. Easy enough. You would find them both around the Redemption. Winnie, what you might know is below decks. Might not. I mean, Winnie kind of went down there on their own. But Yes, you would at least find Scarlet and Connery standing on the top deck. So you would find Connery with his arms crossed, kind of looking concertedly. As Scarlet, what topics are you broaching with him?
One, how to fix the crew thing.
Mhm.
Best how to do that. What do we want to do with the ships, since we're not going to be filling the ships and the keelboats? Obviously, we're going to keep both the ships, but it's a matter of how many keelboats are we keeping? What to do with the one that is very damaged and probably not worth saving? And why does Sammy always want to give me an aneurysm? Is he always like this?
That last one's actually the easiest, and the answer is yes. He's got that morning person personality, which I never fucked with myself. Speaking to the keelboats, and here's the rock and the hard place of it. And Acacia, you can absolutely be coming up.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's said first before I pop in.
We still have a full complement of people on both the Bloodhound and the Redemption that we could then move to those keelboats. As I understand it, we've left up 2 of them. We could move people to those 2 and then have a little bit more room to walk around on our own ships. But that's then cramping otherwise already cramped and not completely seaworthy kind of ships. We could absolutely sail or scuttle one of them. There's one that's taken quite a bit of damage. I believe that was the subtle knife. I believe was the one that had taken a decent amount of damage in the combat, and kind of split people from there. But truth is, not a lot of people, not as many as I would have hoped, are staying on Karina. A lot of people have really put in their hopes for getting as far from the Empire as possible and really shooting for Hillholm to do that.
Well, I'm walking up. You're down about 40 people from Cora.
Okay.
I don't know if you've talking to Darius or Curio yet, but about 40 people are staying here.
Mm-hmm. That's the 2 keelboats that we can technically slash off, but also could use then for the people that are on board the Redemption and the Bloodhound.
I'd suggest any final decisions you do with the keelboat, you bring in my dad's for. They've talked a little bit about stuff, and they've taken on the de facto role of leadership, so they're the best people to talk to. As for the broken one, or, might as well call it broken, they also talked about potentially trying to get some money out of it, at least for scraps. If we can split everything else up, but I personally think it's not worth fixing.
I did have Sammy do a look over, and his assessment was the same, that repairing that last one was almost as expensive as repairing everything else combined.
Yeah, so let's not.
Repairing everything is going to cost about 5,000. So
We could probably get about 1,500 out of the keelboat if we chose to sell it to repair place around here, a shipwright around here.
Not that I don't think it's a good idea, but like I said, technically belongs to Cora. Bring Darius and Curio into it.
No, we're not making any final decisions as of now.
I'm sure that we all appreciate the help, but logistics.
Getting bearings.
When it comes to the final keelboat, I'll talk to them about it.
I'm glad I found both of you, by the way. Didn't mean to interrupt. After the first mate business, and we're back on the seas again, we have Curio has a request of taking a pit stop.
And where might that be?
He didn't give me a name. Middle of the ocean, he needs to go visit a Warforged settlement.
I,
He needs a day.
as long as it's somewhat close to our route, and we're
You
not
said it
in
was on the
imminent. Then as long as we're not in imminent danger, I don't see why not.
And as long as the Empire hasn't reached it.
It's at the bottom of the ocean. They're going to have to try real hard.
Oh,
Not that
even
I'm
better.
sure they can't, but
And we are only heading west. We're only getting farther from Imperial borders at this point.
that's all I had to say. So,
Right.
Delivering messages.
Well, I will work with Curio and Darius then and figure out where folks are going to be. Very likely we're going to sell that fifth keelboat, keep 4, split folks up, try to make things less cramped as best we can. Right. Anything else I can do for either of you?
We need 20 crewmen for the Bloodhound. It's a lot of bodies that we do not have, Connery.
Good thing we're ashore then. And good thing that the Bloodhound seems to have quite a bit of swag to pay these fine
Swag?
folks.
Did you really just use the word swag?
It's a pirate term.
Booty, treasure.
I've got booty to spare.
I'm done. Goodbye. I turn around and leave.
Just audibly snorts.
Listen, it was enough of a pirate term to be in Pirates of the Caribbean, and even though that's not like, my baseline for stuff, it counts.
I'm gone.
So,
Behold,
Connery,
bursting with swag. Yes, Scarlet.
put on your captain coat. Put on a smile. We're going to go recruiting. You and I both.
Just like full teeth, just open, like lion mouth. Like the adamantine fangs are there. And he goes to grab his coat,
You have to
sleeveless for
curl.
sure.
You have to curl the sides of your mouth.
It curls up
Connery.
into a snarl. God, lion
Wendy will
faces
teach you, it's fine.
Okay. Some weird, twisting, yeah. This isn't a Disney movie, lions don't smile. Okay.
Somewhere down below decks, when he looks up from spitting into a vial, I just got a tingle, like Scarlet is trying to teach someone how to smile.
The worst.
It goes back to her
combination.
vial, it's just mayonnaise, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Connery then grabs his sleeveless captain's coat, goes down to the docks where you all have obviously docked your ship. There are docks going around this island, but there's a certain area where that's where the dock workers really are, and the ships are kind of lining the outer ring of this island. As you're walking along, you can definitely see plenty of dock workers, plenty of sailors moving about. You see a lot of the ships that we actually described in the Flint and One shop as you're walking along. So a variety of captains dressed in. Captains are easier to spot. They have the longer coats. They have money to them, which you can tell. The flamboyant hats with feathers and the longer coats and the finer weapons, and it's easier to spot a captain. So you do spot a number of captains as well. But absolutely, you would spot. There's always people looking for work around here. So Connery's backing you up. How are you? How would you like to go about recruitment?
That's a really good question.
We're going to put that charisma score to use.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty up there. Damn, I should have taken a feat. I will find a spare box to stand on.
Easy enough.
Literally getting on a soapbox.
Yep.
And
a gnome goes, my soap!
I do have my captain's coat on as well. Mine
Perfect.
does have sleeves though.
It does. It's
Mine
very
has sleeves.
very lovely.
I do not have my guns out like Connery does.
Sun's out.
Sun's out, guns out. Hopefully people are staring. You've got
Go
this-
ahead and just roll me charisma.
I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Okay.
Use another one of my advantages and a
Okay.
different die.
Oh no.
That is going to be a 22.
People are definitely staring. You are a sirenid in, I believe it's a bright red,
It is a red and gold.
Yeah. Red and gold, like with leather accents, captain's coat, with dark blue hair, who has then stood head above literally everybody else. I mean, there's Firbolgs, Goliaths, half-orcs, orcs, lizard folk. There's taller folks around here. You know, Connery himself being a Leon and being a taller individual. You are standing above the crowd, and faces begin to turn towards you. What would you like to say and or do?
Scarlett's going to put her face on, her very people-pleasing kind of face. The face that she used to use with Eula.
Yeah.
And she hates stepping back into this role. But she knows it is for the absolute better. And hopefully no one's going to get hurt at the end of this. Are you an able-bodied sailor? Are you looking for adventure? Are you looking for promises of riches, gold? Or I have a chance for you to do that. You can help the redemption. You can help the Bloodhound. We can sail against the Empire. We can make a new purpose in this world and take the Empire down, potentially. Maybe, with your help. If you are interested, we have positions open. You will be compensated for your time. There is no contract. You do not have to sign your soul over to us. But I do ask for your respect and your loyalty.
Okay. I really liked that. Connery kind of nudges you a little bit and he goes, that was actually really good. And he's going to cast guidance on you. So go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage and feel free to add guidance to that.
What's guidance?
It's D4.
That's what I thought. I could not be sure. Math is hard. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Dirty 20. A lot of math in my head.
So, voice rising above the crowd, faces have turned towards you. I mean, you've got a better selling point than the Navy did, back in the 80s, where it was, those great commercials when the military was spending a lot of its budget on that. Not that they still do that at all. You are definitely getting interested faces. People are stopping in this. I mean, you're in a busier area where there's a lot of people moving around, and people have stopped the flow of this movement to stand and listen to you. I am going to roll a number based off that. And we're going to see, I'm going to roll this with advantage. We're going to see how many people you got. So, a number of cheers go up after you have finished your speech. Some of these people are younger, some of them are older, a variety of races, men, women, non-binary individuals, a little bit of everybody. You have kind of appealed to the masses in a very genuine sort of way. And you have, as Connery kind of looks around, he goes, it's actually not bad. That's 17 people, Scarlett.
We needed 25.
And he lets out a roar and he goes, "Aye, you little salty dogs. What, you don't want to get paid or nothing?" Go ahead and roll me a d20, no modifiers, with advantage, please.
18.
Okay. I will say that I will divide that by 9, so that's an additional 9 people. So I'll split that in half. You'll get so what is that? 17 plus 9, so 26 people have kind of gathered around and are some of them arms crossed, some of them looking a little bit more eager again, but you have gathered a group around you, and there's a Goliath individual kind of towards the middle back, but standing above the others, and he goes, "So did we sign somewhere, or I don't know."
I moved around in my captain's coat to find a piece of paper.
Okay. Connery just like kind of taps you on the shoulders. "The ship's down that way. It's called the Redemption. It's right next to the Bloodhound. That's the other one. Go and have a look. We'll sort you out down there." And this small, group of people go, "Oh," they all just kind of start flooding that way. And he turns to you and he goes, "That was actually not half bad. Look at you getting on a literal soapbox and inspiring people."
When you were with Leola that long, you kind of learn a thing or two about how to work your words.
Sure, but that felt a little genuine, though.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, Connery.
Fine. All right, well, you best go welcome part of your new crew then, Captain.
I still don't like the sound of that.
No one says you have to keep it.
We'll see. I'll
Bye.
head off to the Bloodhound to meet and greet with the new crew.
Yeah. So
Social
again,
batteries draining.
oh yeah. Number of people, and they've kind of just gathered around. Easy enough. Connor will come over with a can't remember what the book is called. Yeah, ledger. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll come over with a ledger. We'll have them sign their names. He'll sort out payment and all that. He'll basically inform them, repairs are needed due, but we're due to sail out by the end of the week. Stay close. We'll make sure we'll give you a heads up, but if you don't show up, we're leaving without you, kind of thing. Sorts out the 5 more senior individuals to supplement what was lost on the Redemption, and puts everybody else onto the Bloodhound. Okay, very well done, Scarlet. So I would say at this point we're getting later in the day. So is there anything anybody wanted to do as the day is kind of closing out?
I don't want to do anything, but I have a feeling what happens, just for like little flavor stuff. Danu gives me one last claw hug in the butt before flying off.
100%. When you're in the bar, I will say this. So what I was kind of hinting at was that Caravaggio, the turtle, is actually a rogue, which is why they're able to kind of like move so quickly and everything. And Danu, learning from Caravaggio even so quickly, like digs the claws in real quick, and then is just like, as you turn around, is gone, and then appears in front of you, just like flapping their wings, and gives you one last just like kitten snuggle.
Give me a
rubs
little
against you,
scritchy under the chin.
just flapping their wings in front of you, and then they fly off into the
I
bar.
love her.
They're so cute.
Okay, so as the night closes out, anything from anybody else? Okay. Well, you have been made aware that the ship will probably be done by the beginning of this next day as dawn arrives. You will have decent nights. No major issues. Stay in the tavern once again. Stay on the ship if you would like. It's a new day where you're due to set out. Repairs should be done by mid-afternoon. You should be able to leave by then. Anything else you wanted to do?
Proximus would like to find Mr. Ash.
Yeah. Marcus, very much like Connery, you hadn't seen him for a little while, but you do note that, especially as this new crew is coming in, he's taking his time to meet and chat with these individuals, and you absolutely find him with the Bloodhound.
And I don't know if Proximus would have come back to the Redemption at any point. Anyone who was on board that Winnie crossed paths with, she would have updated about the Tressums leaving and also what they said about Marcus.
So Proximus, you would have that knowledge as well.
And if that's the case, then I would like to find Marcus as a whale.
Okay. Yeah.
It can be at separate times, or it could be
we could
after.
do this together.
Okay. Well, the two blues go to Marcus at the same time. Winnie's more of a seafoam green. So both of you would find Marcus, and again, he's standing on the top deck. He is chatting with some of the new sailors, trying to get them kind of accustomed to the ship, since he's been on it longer than almost anybody else. When he sees both of you, he nods. Captain Proximus, what can I do for you?
I would like to talk to you if I could get a chance, and also thank you for what you have done for our feathered fellows that were with us. Fur and feathers.
To do it. They're very good little creatures, and no creature should have to put up with what they were. Absolutely, you and I can speak if you would like. And he kind of nods to one of the other sailors he was talking to, and says, I'll chat with you later. Did you want to go somewhere privately, or is here good?
I feel like Proximus would look over at Scarlet for that.
Let's go to the captain's quarters.
And he'll hold out his arm for you two to lead. And absolutely, you would find the captain's quarters, which I will say, thanks to Sammy and the crew kind of working around the clock on this, the captain's quarters have been cleaned of Brindle Kane's literal stains and smell. It's been aired out a lot. And you would find pretty decent captain's quarters. There's, a decent bed, which is built into the frame of the wall. Again, some empty bookshelves, table at the center, which has Map of Damaris spread out on it. A couple of kind of ripped up books that are stacked there, but seem to have been maybe nautical maps at a certain point and might still have some use. There is a desk at the far end with a simple chair, and again, the stained glass that has the constellation built into it. And he closes the door behind all of you. Yes. Is there something I should be worried about?
No. I came to ask you about your past captain.
Kane? The one that you killed?
Yes, I talked to a captain of the Redemption, and he said that he was not a honorable man.
Honorable is not how I would choose to describe Brindle Kane. No. I'm not sure he even knew how to spell the word honor.
Understandable. There are many things that we are atoning for, or that at least I am atoning for, and being less than honorable is maybe something that I had followed in the past myself, and I want to make sure that we have the same goals in mind. And so I am trying to bring a more honorable way of doing things upon the Redemption. And I was wondering if maybe you had a way to do so. If I was to become the first mate on that ship, I would like to make sure everyone has a voice.
Well, I respect that, Proximus, honestly, as someone who might be again a first mate. Having the voice of your crew is what's most important, and having their best interest at heart is really the most honorable thing you can do.
My people believed in leading from the front, and I would like to be able to use that and make sure that this was happening also here on the Bloodhound.
I suppose I have a question then. What is to become of the Bloodhound? Are you all selling it, keeping it? Are you building a navy? What is your goal?
Proximus
with this
steps
ship?
aside and lets Scarlet walk up.
For now, it sails with the Redemption. As for its future, past that, not sure yet. It's kind of undefined. To be determined.
Very well. In that case, if we are to be sister ships, I am at your service. I, at your leave, would choose not to leave the Bloodhound and continue serving aboard. I'm sorry. What can I help you with? Proximus, did you want advice on being first mate? What are you asking?
Yes, I would like to join a partnership, if you will, to ensure that not only the Bloodhound but also the Redemption has the same voice, so that we can make sure that everything runs very smoothly.
I understand.
And he'll extend a hand, because he's seen people shake hands before.
And
he's learning.
Marcus will put a hand into yours. I am happy to again assist, but this is all, I guess, dependent on me being first mate over here, which I'm not sure is. I'm not currently the first mate of the Bloodhound. I believe that's Winnie.
I am also not the official first mate. I have only dabbled with the idea.
I understand. If two ships are to have the same voice, then I suppose it would come down to the first mates, because a captain is going to captain how they will. A captain will always be independent. That's the most important part of being a captain. But it is up to the first mate to advise them appropriately, and again, advise them with the best interest of the crew and the voyage. First mate must balance a lot in their own mind and try to sell this balance to someone who can have a lot of passion behind the wheel. So my best advice is to just pick your battles and listen well. I chose my battles when it came to Cain, and it kept me alive.
Do you have any apprehension with sailing with us for any reason?
You all apparently are wanted by the Empire, so I suppose there's the apprehension for my own safety and the safety of my crew, but you also seem to be sailing west, so my own apprehension is based solely on what I don't know. I don't really know any of you. I don't know what your purpose is. I don't know where you're going or what you're hoping to achieve. If I'm to be a sailor, that is fine. I will sail. If I'm to be an officer of any type, I expect to be better informed.
That is understandable.
As I understand it,
Proximus? May I speak
Yes.
with Marcus alone?
Yes. Again, it is nice to have you aboard, and thank you again. And he's gonna put his hand out, and when you shake his hand, he's gonna say, "Water and fire together."
Little steam.
Steam. Who would have guessed?
Right. And then he's gonna walk out.
And with just the two of you, Marcus stands at attention, arms behind his back. Yes, Captain.
Stand down. Not to be so formal.
You are captain of the ship. The coat, honestly.
The coat is for show. It's always ever been for show.
Decent portion of being a captain is the show, the pageantry.
You're not wrong. You saved our Flittons.
I did.
Why? Other than they didn't deserve to be captured, of course.
I am of the personal belief and moral setting that no creature should be caged and mistreated in any way, least of all the little things.
But instead of just telling one of us that they had been captured, you went and took care of it yourself.
I was there anyway, and I didn't see the need to wait. I honestly didn't know you all would even find out. I suppose I should have known better. They are rather intelligent creatures.
They love to talk to Winnie. They tell Winnie everything.
That tracks.
Why are you
It
here,
was
Marcus? Why are you staying with this ship?
I feel that I belong here.
Moral obligation. Most of your crew's gone. They're leaving.
But there still will be a crew, and my obligation then is to them. I served aboard this ship. I have served aboard this ship for my entire adult life. I served aboard this ship for several years previous to my adult life. It is all that I have known, and I am not sure that I am wanted anywhere else.
I know the feeling.
I respect that.
Our Flittons speak highly of you, and that is very hard to do for them. Honestly, even though they are cute and easily impressionable, it takes a lot to earn their trust.
I'll be honest, that's a sentence I never expected to be said about me.
You know, I didn't never expect to talk about it like that, but you know, things just kind of happen.
Things happen.
It's been a wild year.
Indeed. I want you to know, Scarlet, that the Bloodhound becoming a privateer vessel wasn't even majority vote. Most of the crew didn't want to do this. But King did, and he threatened violence to anyone who stood against him, and so we went along with it.
Winnie is going back to the Redemption. That is where her workshop is. It is where she can best work on her things, so she cannot be the first mate here.
then Proximus with his discussion of it.
Proximus will be the first mate of the Redemption with Connery. They work fantastically together. I can never work with that man. He is a little stubborn. Not Proximus, Connery. Proximus is lovely. Little naive, but we're working on that. I know we don't know each other very well, honestly, at all. I'm going to be very honest with you, can't hardly remember your name. That's just a me problem, not a you. But I have gone against gut feelings before. And I have paid sorely for it. Choosing you as a first mate is not something that I think I should go against.
In that case, Captain, it would be my honor to serve at your side and provide you with the best counsel that I can.
As my first mate, there are going to be times where I just need you to trust me.
Of course.
And trust my inner circle. Winnie, Acacia, Proximus.
Of course.
And there are things that I have to do that I am not proud of.
Then you are a true captain.
And with that, Scarlett's going to take off the captain's jacket and her vest. She's going to reach her hand out to shake Marcus's hand.
He will put his hand out for yours.
And Scarlett will make her tattoos glow with the forbidden name that is not supposed to be seen.
Okay.
If you double-crossed me in any way, shape, or form, you will regret it. And this makes sure of that.
And as his hand touches yours, these, flame-like eyes almost drown in this black liquid that begins to just pour from his eyes, and his head snaps back, and for a moment he goes rigid until it snaps back forward. And still kind of like dripping, the flame reignites behind his irises. And he looks horrified at you. And just lets your hand go. Captain, permission to leave momentarily.
Permission granted. Get your sword back from Winnie.
Yes, ma'am. And he stumbles out of the captain's quarters. Okay. So, with repairs coming to completion, it is about time that we had a vote for first mate over on the Redemption.
Let's go.
So,
Winnie's handing out cookies. I don't know if Honey if Honey agreed to make them, great. If not, Winnie will make them, I guess.
okay. So, Winnie, you were describe the cookies one more time. Are these Proximus cookies?
Yeah, she made a little stamp with her stone carving tools that just say vote for Proximus.
Okay. Perfect.
And
okay.
Yeah.
Did you unreverse it though?
I did
so
fix it. I would have fixed it, yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, the crew has gathered on the top deck, and they're all just kind of standing around. Connery is standing at the helm, raised up above everybody else, and he says, Alright, you salty dogs. About time you had a first mate. It's been a bit too long since you did, and I know nothing can top your last one, obviously. And they all kind of like shout out at that. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm looking at chat too, so I'm glad I'm actually addressing that, because again, I never pay attention to Discord chat. Cool. So, and then there's Discord chat too. Kaila, I will address that later. Great. So you would know that there are 3 people in the running for first mate. There is somebody out of the new group that came out of Korra. Her name is Eva, give me a name.
I couldn't find my button. David. Why
Said
would
her.
you ask me?
Reese.
Okay. Reese. I like Reese. Okay.
Perfect.
Reese is a half Shatterkai who came off of Korra. And so she's got this paler skin, kind of like this like inherent goth look to her. But also like has a lot of the Korrans kind of behind her. She was apparently a dock worker, sailed for a number of years when she was younger as well. So has some of the Korrans behind her. There's one of the older salty dogs who actually stuck around from the original crew. That is Gren, who Proximus, you actually met Gren. Gren was a human who you had chatted with in the bar. And then there's you. So those are the 3. So Connery comes down. He grabs one of the tricorn hats off of one of the sailors, just like the nearest one. He says, "Do all of you know how to read and write? Can you write a number?" And then, like, there's just nodding all around. He goes, "Fantastic. So, Reese here will be 1. Gren will be 2. And Proximus will be 3. You all have been distributed strips of paper. Vote. Put it in the hat. I will tally." So what we're going to do here is I have stats for these other 2. We're going to do a charisma roll. So you've got a lot of things going for you, Proximus. You chatted with some of the crew. You have shown yourself to be a pretty decent, sailor. Somebody that the crew could at least talk to, chat with. You have Winnie's cookies. Anything else I'm forgetting about?
Charlotte's blessing. Does that count for anything?
Sure. You know what? You've got the Bloodhound right next to you, and they've all got signs that say "Go Proxy." Anything else that might offer Proximus a bonus here?
I would like to make a speech, if I could, Captain.
Sure.
And he clears his throat. We have sailed the light and the dark together. We ate together. We sweat together, and we have bled together. I ensure to serve with a righteous heart and remain grounded in the service to the seas. Companions are the family that are chosen, not given. I vow never to let my companions down and always support my family. The ocean tides, they push and they pull. The seas could come and be therapeutic and be rough and treacherous at the same time. Life and death are 2 sides of the same coin. Life is too short and death is forever. So appreciate the beauty of the life and fear not the death. The world needs hope, and we will be the pillar of hope for this world. We all fall, but that does not mean that we stay down. Our journey will lead us into the darkness, and we ensure the light for others. I vow to be the guardian and the first mate if you will have me. Thank you.
Hunter kind of taps you. A little long-winded, but not terrible. A little bit of a bummer in the middle, but that's fine. You know what? It's honestly not a bad speech.
It's a journey, Connery.
Cheered. And applaud.
Like, do either of you have speeches? And Reese goes, we still have in our hair the smell of smoke from Cora. We still are searching for a home. And some of us, this is it. This is our home. I plan to speak for every single one of you. I've spent time at sea. I know what needs to happen, and I promise to have your best interest at heart, and I promise to be best first mate that this ship could possibly ask for. Simple as that.
DM, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since Reese is from Cora, is she full of shit? What type of person is she? Is she even, like, able to be, like, a good first mate, or is she just putting on a show and a piece of crap?
Is she just title hunting?
Yeah.
Keisha, go ahead and roll an insight or history.
Okay, so, I'm gonna roll insight, because that's my better. Yeah. That's an 18 on the die plus 7, so 25.
Yeah. So you would know Reese absolutely has spent time at sea. She is, I mean, she's not like an amateur when it comes to any of this. She's never really been an officer. She's mostly sailed on smaller vessels, I should say fishing vessels, more than anything else. So nothing that's ever been like in combat, definitely nothing that's ever been a pirate. Reese, you know, lived closer to the docks, so very likely lost. I mean, everybody lost something. Reese probably lost everything. So you're probably picking up that there's a level of like vengeance and just wanting to do something behind Reese, trying to, and like basically because there are some Corans who joined your crew, is trying to like best look out for the little piece of home that she has left.
And her character's pretty good.
She's fine. I mean, it was a city.
She
of
hasn't
thieves
murdered
and
anyone.
pirates.
She's not a liar. Yeah. Honest worker, blue collar.
I mean, she's a liar and the cheat in the way that everybody in Cora was a liar and a cheat. Yeah,
an honorable liar to cheat is what I'm getting at. Not going to turn our back.
She was a fine citizen of Cora who did the work, put the work in. Yeah,
I keep my mouth shut then.
Gren, meanwhile, kind of like grumbles and goes, I don't know what to say. I've sailed longer than both of them combined. That one, and he points at Proximus, has only been breathing air for less than a year at this point. I've been here. I've always been here. I'm not going anywhere either. Vote for me if you want. I could honestly give fewer shits. That's where it's at. Honestly, he half sold me the other day, so scroll that.
I lean over to someone else, like near Bean, like, if you want to be first mate, you should probably not say you don't give two shits. Just muttering to another person, trying to influence the vote a little bit.
They're like, oh, I don't know. I kind of like his like renegade nature. The fact that he doesn't care.
Do I remember anything from Gren over the past, I'll pick an arbitrary time frame, month, where he's either been, I mean, just kind of acting opposite of how a first mate should, like, not like dragging the crew down, but like, I don't know.
I wouldn't say that he stood out in any way. I mean, the last main interaction that anybody had with him, Proximus had brought the drinks over to him when he was with the other crew members. There was Lena, Billy, and Raph, and he seemed a little suspicious of Proximus, kind of being like, "Oh, I'm going to be, first mate. I want to take care." He's like, he's kind of just been a sourpuss a little bit, and you're kind of getting that he's one of the older members, he's one of the veterans, he's one of the salty dogs. They felt like they needed to put somebody up because there's almost 3 factions within the Redemption, right? You've got your group, which are kind of outsiders, kind of part of the crew, also really not. You've got the newer folks, and then you've got the older folks who have been around for the whole deal. So you've got those 3 kind of political parties now kind of meeting. But yeah, you wouldn't have any memory of Gren like being kicking a Flitton or anything, you know. He sometimes drinks a little too much.
Why would you even suggest?
Well, that's the most evil thing, right?
Right.
Mama Winona would just fuck him up.
Yeah, Demona
as
would
would
knock
half
him
the most of
overboard.
the crew.
Yeah. There's not even a square on the alignment table for that. That's beyond chaotic evil. Okay. So with all that, we're going to go ahead and do the roll off then, because we're actually getting close to time. So this is working out. So we're going to do a charisma roll, Proximus, because of the stuff that's kind of helping you. I'm going to give you a +5 in addition to whatever you roll in your charisma and all that. So an additional +5 modifier. And we will have a roll off with Gren and Reese.
A 26.
Okay. Reese rolled a 19. Gren got an 18. So as Connery is tallying the votes and setting them into piles, you notice that one pile to his right getting significantly more of the votes. And he balls them all up and he goes, "Ladies, gents, others, congratulate your new first mate, Proximus, whatever the hell his last name is."
I don't actually have one right now. I'm kind of in between.
And the cheering is drowning all of that out. You're full on pirate cheers. All right, break out the rum then. And a couple of the sailors go below decks. They break out the big barrel of rum, start passing out little metal flagons, cheersing. Everybody's patting you on the back. Congratulations.
Proximus would like to take 2 flagons to the other contestants in this, and I think that we can all come to agreement that we can work together.
Reese nods at you, takes the metal cup. "I'm sure you'll do a great job." And Gren takes it and he goes, "Don't fuck up."
I will. I'm sure you will tell me if I do. Thank you.
Loudly,
cheers.
More than likely.
And then he'll cheers.
Yeah, absolutely cheers with you. Okay. So with a first mate, with repairs done, with a full complement of crew on both the Bloodhound and the Redemption, we can actually get to sail. Good gods, it has been like 3 sessions.
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute. So
real quick.
Yes,
hate
please.
to do it.
Do you?
I do. I mean, like, okay, are we doing the vote and then immediately leaving the island, or are we like sailing the next day?
No.
Okay.
So the repairs are done. You can sail now. You can sail next day. I don't want to like have you all leave the island and you're like, oh no, there's still something I want to do. So what would Winnie like to do?
Winnie just wants to do 2 things real quick. That would probably take a little bit of time on the island, but
Okay.
she wants to run across the yellow bands again and send her regards and just be like, "Hey, cool, we're friends, right? Like, you know,
Yeah. So
hang out with
Winnie,
us."
Not gonna take too much of my soul, are you?
I am more concerned about them like being poached by the Empire, but yes.
So Winnie, you would go along the line of ships because you would definitely like wouldn't find the kobolds in a lot of obvious places, but you might hear like rumors like, oh no, they're actually docked just down the way. Following your way down, kind of getting through people, you would see a ragtag warship with like hurriedly painted along the side, like somebody was like getting shot at while they were painting it. It's almost like if a child who had way too much caffeine was trying to hand paint something. It says the fracas and you would see it is just bustling with kobolds. All very similar looking. They all have very similar yellow markings, yellow and grays. And as you walk up, almost the entire ship in unison goes, "Hi, brother!"
Hi, friends. I didn't know when you were leaving. We're probably going to be leaving pretty soon, and I just wanted to say I really appreciated my time with you and you talking with me and stuff. And I hope things really work out well for you, and that maybe our paths will cross again sometime, and we can stay friends.
A single kobold dressed in a captain's jacket, captain's coat, swings down from a rope and lands on the dock in front of you, all 2.5 feet of them looking up at you. And they put their little paws in their hips and they go, "Brother, my name is Captain Fecklenut. I heard that you were particularly respectful of our religion and our people. Consider yourself a friend." And he puts out a little clawed hand.
Winnie will shake his hand, and nod solemnly, and you've always got a friend in Winnie, and the redemption if you ever come across us again, and probably the Bloodhound, but I'm usually on the redemption.
Then. And he reaches into a pocket and pulls out, his hand is just covered in yellow, and you realize that this pocket is just full of yellow paint, and he like slaps it on your arm, and the whole boat starts cheering, "One of us! One of us! One of us!"
Winnie will wear it with pride.
"Welcome to the Yellow Bands, Willow."
Thank you, Captain.
But also, yeah, fair winds, foul winds. And he, like, gym class pulls himself back up the rope.
The last thing Winnie would like to do is, being a large island with a lot of different things, she would like to track down some place that she could find a loom.
Loom.
A loom.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. There's plenty of businesses here. Definitely. I mean, especially if they are fixing sails, there has to be some type of fabric maker.
Yeah, not something you would do with a loom, but yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, you've got different types of fabrics that are all, whether you're making clothing or whether you're making sails.
Clothing,
I mean, a
like,
loom can,
nice, like.
Yeah, you easily enough. We can say that you find a general store, and they would have a. Are you looking for sale, for rent? What are we doing here?
Okay, what I want to do is I want to say steal, but Winnie's not going to view it as stealing, and I'm not even sure if Proximus locks his door, but she wants to take the coat that Connery gave him to not look so suspicious
Sure.
in Cora, and she wants to fix it up to look like Scarlett's captain jacket, except like a first mate jacket, and she wants to embellish it in a proper way.
Sure.
But not too ostentatious, because he's still a man of the people.
Something befitting of his station,
Yes.
I would think. Gosh, I wish D&D Beyond was easier for this. I feel like there has to be tools.
I have Weaver's tools explicitly for this.
Perfect.
Which I am.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Let's see. A couple things we could do with this, especially if you're fixing this up. We could say this was sleight of hand. We could say this was performance, especially depending on the level of flamboyance you're going into this with. But yeah, I think this would definitely be a roll to fix this up. So what are you kind of thinking?
I would like sleight of hand for a number of reasons, but
sure.
I'm not sure if it's super. My proficiency bonus is doubled. So I don't even see. Okay, so would I add 4?
So what's your proficiency bonus right now?
4. My
so
my
yes,
straight proficiency bonus is 4, so it'd be 8.
So yeah, it would be a +8 to whatever your sleight of hand is.
Okay.
So if you're already proficient in sleight of hand, just add an additional 4 to it.
I have expertise.
Does that make sense? You already have expertise in it?
In sleight of hand, yeah.
Oh, okay, shit. Then you
Woody's
already
got,
have a double proficiency.
Woody's got the gloves.
Sure. Okay. So you already have a double proficiency, so go ahead and then add an additional 4 to that.
Okay. We got a 19.
I love that the gloves are meant for like breaking into stuff and stealing stuff, and you're like very finely like mending. You're Edward Scissorhandsing this jacket. With a 19, that is pretty solid. You have retrofit. Please.
I'm sorry.
You're good. What's up?
Winnie's going to use one of her advantages because this is
Okay.
important. So it's going to be a 35.
I would say with a 35, this is above and beyond the station of a first mate. This is Elton John at
Why does that feel like a punishment? I want it to be like appropriate for him. I just want it to look like, like
I will say with a 35, gosh,
just
that's
like finely
so
crafted as opposed to like sequined.
It's so above and beyond. I almost want you, especially as an artificer, to accidentally imbue this with a minor magical effect.
Ooh.
So it is perfect in every way.
Yes.
I will figure out a minor magical effect for it to be.
Worth
And
it.
yes, are you presenting Proximus with this, or are you surprising Proximus? Like, is he just going to find this?
I think I will just leave it back wherever I originally found it with like a little note that says hope you don't mind, I prettied it up a little bit, and then just like a W. And then I think a little chomp mark from Little Jeffrey.
Great. Okay. I actually really like that. Jeez, what do I want to
I just need everyone to have the visual of like while Winnie is like at this loom and like at the sewing station, little Jeffrey is just like hovering there, and like his teeth are like those spools you have for different colors of thread. Yeah, so he's helping. He helped.
Here we go. I think this is perfect. We will consider this an aspect of clothes of mending, which means that it will magically mend itself to counteract daily wear and tear. They can't be pieces of the outfit that are destroyed can't be repaired in this way. Okay, so basically, as Proximus can wear it out at the sea, it is not going to fade in color. It is not going to, like, if it gets ripped, it will repair itself. It is not going to get worn out. This is not your fast fashion. This is like fine handcrafted. Oh, is that an Evandriel you're wearing? Yes. In fact, it is. Yeah, the finest of captain's coats. Okay, first mate's coats, I should say.
Okay, that's all I want. Winnie's probably good to sail until 2 weeks from now when I remember what else she wanted to do. That's good for Winnie.
Wonderful. Anything from anybody else? Proximus, anything you want to do before you all set sail again?
No, but I am picturing him finding this and just, oh, this is way too nice to wear. And then reading the little note and seeing the chomp mark and, oh yes, oh Jeffrey, this is very thoughtful.
I love Proximus saying this is too nice to wear while he's wearing black mithril, one of the rarest metals on Damaris. Is like, oh, this is far too fancy. No. Acacia, anything you want to do before you left the island? Cool. You do get word from your dads, I will say, that they got a sending out to Raimundo. Raimundo got back to them, has avoided some skirmishes up to this point, and is sailing further west at this point. So they are looking for a safe harbor at this point. But their ship has not been taken, but they are now aware that it is wanted. Scarlet, anything left for you?
I just want to keep tabs on Marcus after our chat.
Easy enough. I don't think he's leaving the ship at this point.
No, but avoiding Scarlet, probably.
I think that he's like, when you walk up to him, there is enough duty built into this individual that he will stand at attention. D-U-T-Y, not the other one. You'll look gross. But yeah, he does not meet your eyes. There's something there for sure. Okay. So, with all of that,
And Winnie will give him his sword back.
Yes, thank you. So he will take his sword back.
Was that the silver sword?
It was a vicious sword.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. With all of that, we'll say that you will. They did scuttle one of the kill boats. So Scarlet, if you would like to add 15. What, Eva?
Winnie, just for the record, thought that was a terrible idea.
Instead of repairing it?
Just like give it to some kid on the shore. Like, why waste? You're wasting so much wood.
We need money.
Scuttling is not giving
We
you
have
money.
2 crews.
Okay, so
two crews that
they
we need
just
to
scuttle
pay
it. They
for.
sold it then.
We sold it for parts.
I should say.
Sell it for
I should
10
say
gold. Who cares? It's just
Eva,
such a waste.
I did misspeak. I did mean to say that they sold it because I was just about to say Scarlet add 1,500 to your pool.
But
so
I had already
apologize.
subtracted 5,000, so
5,000 still is what it took to repair the other ones, as well as the full repairs to the Bloodhound and the Redemption. Sammy wasn't like, it would have been an additional 3,000 on top of the 5 to fix the other one, and that was haggled down quite a bit. I did roll for Sammy on that.
Sorry for my face. I just thought.
No,
it
I
was
appreciate you saying, because I was not clear. Yes, so it was sold for 1,500, so you can add that to your pool, and so we can say that with you all sailing 2 separate ships, you can do 4 towed from one ship. You can do 2 and 2.
Isn't the Bloodhound bigger?
the Bloodhound is also a warship, so I would rather nothing be tied to the warship in case of emergency, where the warship actually has to act as a warship.
Okay.
Yeah, the nice thing is, at least with your ever full sails on the Redemption, you will at least keep a certain pace. It's got a little bit of drag to it, but you don't have to deal with doldrums in the way that the Bloodhound would. So you and the Bloodhound can mostly keep pace, even with the Redemption towing 4 other vessels. So we will say that's how you do it. And as you break out of port, continue to head west, we will pick up there next time as you go sailing towards Ulmborg, which is the sunken city of Warforged, in search of Curio's new frame, and then onto Fall Limeril, Winnie's home. Fun stuff.
Underwater time.
It's been a bit since you all have been underwater, so I'm very glad that we get to play around with that again. Give Acacia a reason to actually have that magical item. Okay.
I would like it. I appreciate not drowning.
Always. Every day I don't drown. Pulling up to the big guy, you know? Okay, that is where we're going to end today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thanks for sticking around. It was an absolute pleasure having each and every one of you here, watching in chat, supporting us. It means a lot. We're going to go around and have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves, where you can find more of them, and all their plugs and stuff like that. But again, from Sword and Key, personally, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So that said, Mayor, tell us a little bit about your lovely self.
Hello, I am Mary. You can find me on Twitter, Archmage of Dice. As of right now, I am just running as a player in this game at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and this coming Thursday is the premiere of my Invisible Sun game, Fraying Threads, which I will be the GM for, and that starts this Thursday, the 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's go. It's going to be great. We're starting off at a festival. That is what we decided for our desideratum. So let's go. Also, this isn't my thing that I want to plug, but my friend Val is crowdfunding for their game they have written. So if you want to support a cool friend and maybe play as werebeasts in the future, please go check out his crowdfunder. We're about 37% of the way. Help us get to 100.
Absolutely. I'm excited about that. I
So good.
love Val as a player. Val was featured recently on the channel along with Mare with Follow Me Down. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. So Val's phenomenal. I'm excited about their stuff. I love Werebeast. And yeah, get hyped for Mare's fraying threads. This is going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it. Mare also, I should say, was on our inaugural Sword and Tea.
Oh, that's
last week.
right.
Yeah. So you can always find all of our stuff on YouTube if you do want to watch. You all discussed. Remember what game you discussed?
We did Rune.
Rune. That's right. So if we're doing more Sword and Teas, that was the first one. Definitely check it out if you have interest in seeing more about the TTRPG Rune. And yeah, absolutely. If you all want to plug other people's projects, if you want to plug TV shows they're enjoying right now, it's your time to plug. I'm not going to stop you. Speaking of which, Michael, what would you like to plug?
Hi, fam. I'm Michael. You can find me at Michael Sandoval on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. But I'm just right here playing this game with these lovely folks, and I just love being here. So thanks. Check out some art that I did and come say hi.
Awesome. And as always, a special thank you to Michael for the amazing character art. You can find more of Michael's character art on our Discord, the Sword and Key Discord, where we have begun posting some of the stuff for the Scarlet prequel, which is going to happen at the end of March. So something else to look forward to. Great. And speaking of Scarlet, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I am many faces in many places in the TTRPG realm, as well as painting and gaming on my own channel. Last weekend, I was able to raise $1,700 for To Write Love in Our Arms. Thank you for letting me steal Derek away for the weekend to help me DM. With that, we did unlock March Dating Sim Madness over on my channel next month. We will be playing the new First Bite game with our vampire mommy. We will be playing Colonel Sanders Dating Sim. And we will be playing Dream Daddy while I'm dressed as Charlie Swan. So that is what everyone unlocked with Charity Chaos last weekend. So if you do not follow me on Twitch, please feel free to do so and join me for those games. Probably on Thursdays and probably Sundays. So we can get through them.
Colonel Sanders and Charlie Swan, both men with great mustaches. Both men weirdly connected to birds.
If you look at my background, you won't be able to see it on the stream. I'll take a picture and post it in the Discord. This right here is a Rainier can with Charlie Swan's mustache on it.
Solid thing to display for others. Thank you, Kaila. Eva.
Hi, hello, it's me, Eva. I am the other half of Sword and Key. I just got some amazing key art that I will post also in the Discord because I want to show it off. I love it very much.
Very good.
Also with the artist whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway,
Look it up.
I am back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. Just hit my headphones. With Anik and I will be doing Sword and Tea session 2, talking about Ryutama ahead of our campaign starting in April, which we are still casting for, ! Casting in chat. Yeah, and other than that, we've got other things coming down the line soon and eventually that I can't talk about right now for reasons, capital R, but that's pretty much it. You can find me on Twitter at the Eva Serrate and probably a bunch of other places, but honestly, that's the only place I'm currently posting anything. So that's it. That's me. Thank you. Great. And good night.
Well, let me do my stuff.
Well, I meant, yeah, that was just
yes, yeah, for Sword and Key, definitely check out the application that we have out right now for Ryutama. Ryutama's a fantastic game. kind of set in like the JRPG kind of style that is both like cozy and wholesome and also super deadly. It's a weird dichotomy that weirdly works. So definitely check that out. We will have more applications in the future. We, as Eva said, are planning other games. I myself am planning a Humblewood game that is more to cater to folks in the European time zones. So I am working on planning all of that and getting some folks kind of set up on a basis for that before we put out the full casting call. Excuse me. The other stuff for Sword and Key, definitely Sword and Tea, check that out tomorrow. There will be more of those. So if ever there is a game that you would like to see featured and discussed, please let us know. We're always looking for indie stuff to talk about. We'll probably do some stuff that isn't as indie as well and talk about some settings. I personally am looking forward to having an Eberron talk with Mare. Other stuff, definitely check out the Sword and Key Twitter. It's at Sword and Key with the 3 words separated by underscores. You also join us on Discord to chat about this game, chat about really almost anything, and check out that awesome art that Mikyl has posted for the Scarlet prequel, which again is going to be March 25th. And definitely looking forward to that. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Yeah, join us on Twitter, join us on Discord. Oh, and if you want to find more of what I do, also Twitter at dsword16. That's it for this week. So again, thanks to these wonderful people. Thanks to you. You're also a wonderful person, you in the audience. Appreciate you being here. So we will be back next Saturday. And until then, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners. Take care of yourselves.
We'll be back Thursday with Fraying Threads. And
Yeah.
tomorrow,
This group also I'm sorry, who are we rating that? I always forget to say that person.
Mati.
I should say that.
Um,
Okay,
and
there we go.
Yes.
I need to get better about who we're rating. So thank you for also. Yes, the channel will not be back next Saturday. This group will be back next Saturday.
Yes, and I said that, and I realized far too late after my sentence was done what you actually meant. But anyway,
fair winds and following seas.